the emperor, if they had the support of the electors, was able to call upon the 10 circles. And this is just epic. Like, even saying this is epic. Like, they would call upon the 10 circles, and they would be obliged to support, to like help fund an imperial army that would, you know, fight the invader. And this is an actual thing that actually happened, and not all of the circles were very effective, because most of the efficient circles, like the actual effective circles that actually did something, were like in the south, where you have all these small HRE states, and it's in their interest to have a strong empire, because they're small on their own, but together they're strong. This is so epic. But right, so they would very often, like, actually, you know, adhere to these obligations. But the big states like Bohemia and Brandenburg, they wouldn't want to join in with this, because it's in their interest to like cause havoc, right? So you could like create a mechanic that the bigger the state is, and the more support it has from other electors or something like that, the more aspirations they have, the more ambitious they are, the less likely they'll be to like actually join that circle, right? Or well, not join the circle because they're part of the circle, but to actually, like, you know, get involved in that circle. So that would be really nice. And I don't know, it just feels like something really cool that you could add into the game. And like every single time the emperor would call upon the circles or whatever, they would lose some imperial authority, or it would cost them some imperial authority, something like that. I feel like something like that would be really nice. Designers often end up learning basic scripting as part of the job, but an ideas guy is an ideas guy, that's true. Ideas guy is an ideas guy. I have a lot more stuff about this. But nothing I can think of right now. But I thought about, you know, kind of working that particular thing out, and just like sending it to them. And I don't know, like, I don't know how they would respond to that. Like, it'd surely be an interesting read, if anything. It's kind of native federations. No, it's different than that. Because, I don't know, maybe, you know. And you could have so many events associated with that, because the circles were first put in place after the Peace of Augsburg in 1555. And because, you know, there was all this ruckus in the empire, right? And after that they decided, you know, every prince has his right to, you know, choose his own religion, and the people in that province have to adhere to the local prince's religion. And that's when the circles came to be. And there's a lot of fucking stuff that went around this, because, you know, France had to fucking book it to Cologne to save the elector of Cologne, who was on his side in a war against the Dutch and the English and the emperor itself. But they had to book it to Cologne. Cologne is an elector. They had to book it to Cologne to save the city, because if Cologne were to fall to the imperial forces, or the Habsburg forces, I should be saying, because it wasn't like a clear imperial war, but they had to book it to Cologne to save the city, because if they were too late and Cologne would fall, then they were afraid that Cologne would be coerced into supporting the declaration of an imperial war. And a declaration of an imperial war would start a series of events that would force the 10 circles to provide troops for an imperial army. And that they couldn't have that. Like, they couldn't possibly hope to defeat that, as well as the Spanish and the English, right? And the Austrians themselves. Like, that's not something that you can. So they were really afraid of that happening. And then when Cologne did fall, the fucking generals from Louis XIV, they really like they were like, Louis, man, you gotta peace out now, because it's gonna be real shit. Like, if you don't, there's gonna be massive amounts of trouble. And you know, the fear of that alone, that's like really fucking important as shit. And it's not being represented in the game at all right now. And I feel like it can be a really cool mechanic to play around with. It's gonna make the HRE a very nice. A defensive alliance, yeah, it should only be possible on the defense, really. Louis, man, you gotta peace out, bro. Flurry, after you get the 1 million stack, am I correct in assuming you can change your units to level 1 units and then still insta-wipe any stack under 100k? Yes. Yes, you are correct in assuming that. I could also lower my army maintenance to next to nothing. I also don't need to pay any more attention to military tactics or morale or anything like that. And basically there's that. Tell the wage, hashtag Arumbain. No, man, I really want to work on this. I'm seeing this as like a project. I want to completely work this out and then just send it to them. And hope that they no. and hope that they give me some feedback, like, is this the stuff that your scripter does, or like whatever. Like, I don't really know. And like write a bunch of events for that, like, I don't know, that seems like a cool thing to do, to be doing. Tell Paradox about all that. Yeah, I plan on doing that. I don't know exactly how and why and well, I do know why, because it's fucking awesome, but I really want to do something like that. Other than that, it's probably gonna be something like documentaries, because like, being a professional historian is like reserved for the best of the best, like fucking Pokemon, and I'm not Ash Ketchum. I'll say that right now. I'm way too laid back for that at the moment. It's probably not something I should be putting on my resume. I suppose being laid back is not really the right way to say it. But my grades are just not good enough, I don't think. It's like the top 5%, I don't know, actually can get a job in professional history, and the rest just gotta be creative, man. You gotta be creative. Paradox is always watching. Yeah, they are. They are always watching. This is true. Actually, the thing about my grades, I kind of suck at like, there's not really grades in uni, right? You gotta, well, there's grades naturally. You gotta get like a 6 out of 10 in all of your shit, right? To pass a course. And usually what happens is like I study pretty hard and then I get like a, well, if I study pretty hard, if I study hard, I get high grades, right? But usually my presentation grades or whatever, like presenting things, that's kind of what I excel at. It's kind of my shtick. So I don't know, I kind of want to do something with presentation. I really like presenting things. So. In terms of presentations, I get like really high shit, but that's always only a small portion of your total grade, and you need to get a 6 for everything, so it doesn't really change anything. Like, it changes your overall average, but overall average means shit. I think that's the topic, right? I kind of missed. Yes, yes, that's it, Vegamania. Imperial Circle. And the thing, and I swear to God, I know the scripter that does EU4 googled this, or at least has seen this page, but the War of Devolution is a gold mine for this is a gold mine for all EU4 mechanics, from coalitions to sieges to alliances to everything. This war I'm so how do I say this? I'm so disappointed that there's no fucking actual like dedicated documentary about this war, and it really makes me sad because it's the most interesting part of the early modern history. That war is so interesting. You could get people so excited about that because there's so many interesting intricacies and all that about that war, and especially the war that came before this. The Franco-Spanish War. Really, anything that you read from that war on, like, it's so interesting. Really makes me all jiggery inside. Is it worth to build buildings? They're really expensive. That depends on if you can function without maintaining a really strong force. Like right now I need to maintain a really strong force, but after a while I'm gonna be so powerful that I'm still gonna have a lot of money left, and I'll still be able to like function with a reasonably small force, well, relatively small force, and I'll have a lot of money left to spare. And if you do invest money in buildings, it's definitely worth it. But yeah, if you want an interesting read, man, the War of Devolution is so good, and the war that came after that, the fucking anything Louis the 14th related. Keep saying Louis XIV just because it's so awesome to say Louis XIV, but man. But yeah, I don't really remember. It might have been the War of Devolution. Or the Franco-Dutch War. You should probably start at the Franco-Dutch War and then click backwards to whatever led to that war, and then you find incredible fucking information. So interesting. What about Angry Sinclair of Orkney? I haven't had the time to check that out. I don't wanna tell you shit that I don't know, so I haven't checked that out to the point of checking outness that it deserves, because it's also really interesting. How to gain missionary strength? Well, there's several ways. You can hire an advisor that increases your missionary strength. Right now I've got an advisor that increases my missionary strength by +2. You can also pick up religious ideas for another +3. And if you're lucky, your national ideas give you missionary strength. There might also be some decisions that you can take as the game progresses to increase your missionary strength. Or alternatively, if you're really gimped for missionary strength, you could build a cathedral in a province, which is really expensive. That's 313 ducats there. It increases the local missionary strength by 3%. And every point of stability increases your missionary strength by 0.5. So, in short, building cathedrals, hiring advisors, and getting religious ideas. Yeah, we do want to play as Theodora one day and do 50 Shades of Purple. But that's gonna have to wait. Because I've got many other playthroughs at the ready right now that I want to do right now before they become completely impossible. They've already nerfed Jewish One Faith to the ground by not making me able to stack religious modifiers. That's kinda sad. Like, really, 1.15 was the patch in which I should have been able, in which I should have pulled through there, but I didn't. Dive Yet and Hami again, and they've won again with like 7% or some bullshit. Really sad. I really need to get a fort on top of that province. And if you're playing as a state that has clergy, you can give that province away to the clergy as well. New playthroughs, give us a teaser. Well, I definitely want to revisit Jewish One Faith. Maybe not anytime soon, but I really do want to revisit that. Like I said, that Jewish One Faith is harder than Ryukyu. It's not an actual achievement, it's even harder than an actual achievement. Did I get... Didn't I already get this? I feel like I've already gotten this event. But yeah, I do want to return to Jewish one faith, and there's several other things that I really want to do. Like there's the Iceland playthrough. That's kind of due. Fuck you, game. There's no way this isn't faster. I'm surprised if 666 didn't get a hunting accident yet. Rulers can't get hunting accidents. Heirs can, but rulers can't. Can you win the game with Ndongo, a vassal of Congo? I like their elephant flag. Winning the game is not one of my top priorities. There's no really winning the game. There's getting your goals, and that's kind of the... Like when I did Ryukyu and I conquered the world as them, I believe I was second place until... like, the very end of the game. Score is a bad representation of how strong you are, how good you're doing. So I don't know about score. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can win the game. If you play for score, it's really easy to make sure that you're make sure that you're the highest ranking guy. What's my highest score? To be honest, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know what to tell you there. I'm keeping this fort for right now. Right. I do want to kick these in the nuts. The Spegu army. with a somewhat proper general. Don't suppose you'd be willing to give me access? Oh, you would. How about you? Oh, there we go. Some progress right there. He's certainly going to run after that, so I should be able to stack wipe this. Oh yeah. That beggar's over and out for the count. Most likely. Yeah, there's nothing that they can do to prevent this. Don't I get tired of you four sometimes? Well, sure. Sure, I get tired of you four sometimes, but then I think of a new playthrough, a new venture, a new stock to put my effort into. Think of what could be more ridiculous than the last thing I did. What could be more funny than the last thing I did? And then I do that. And the way that they maintain this game, like they keep updating the game, and a lot of times it doesn't actually have anything to do with actual quality. It just completely changes the game. League of Legends does this as well. They don't actually like physically make the game objectively better. They just change the game, and that turns into keeps the game fresh and exciting, because new things are suddenly better, and old things that used to be really strong are kind of shit now, and you know, that kind of thing. Or you can do new things now. Like opening up new roads is certainly something that keeps me into the game all the time. Like when they made it possible to transfer the occupation from any province in any war to any guy. That was a huge door opener, right? Because all of a sudden you could get colonial nations in Europe. So then the patch after that, they removed that again. But still, we had a lot of fun while it lasted. You could say, well, that's obviously a mistake, but a mistake like that, I mean, a thing like that, it couldn't have actually been a mistake. Like, I don't know, but something that big, like getting colonial nations in Europe, like, it's, I don't really know, but I feel like sometimes they make mistakes on purpose. They may or may not make mistakes on purpose. I don't really know, but like it keeps it fresh, active, you know. Alright, let's piece that beggar here because we've got 100% on him. I do kind of want to check my war exhaustion with my overextension. It's on 46%. Did my leader die yet? No, he's not gonna die anytime soon. He's only 36. He still has at least 36 years to go. But I need to get all of my troops in Divietan territory. U4 is like the girlfriend that lets you try weird shit every once in a while, even though she's not really into it. What a beautiful analogy. No, but it doesn't quite add up there. It's a nice analogy, nonetheless. U4 is like the girlfriend. It's kinda into weird shit, but doesn't really care what kind of weird shit it is. As long as she's in control of what weird shit's going to happen, and as long as she knows exactly what to do to stop that weird shit, and may or may not leak that weird shit. I don't know, I feel like we're getting into the really random area right now. Yeah, we can certainly piece that bigger now. Just burn and raise the crap out of this. Of course, want to raise the autonomy, don't want to deal with any rebellions or any such thing. Thanks, Florry, I'm turned on now. Oh god, this is so funny. Can I tell people what it is that you do? I feel like that will make all of this twice as funny. Hi chat! I mean... Shit! I was gonna read that. Like, hi Unseed, how are you doing? Sure, let's get that +3 stab. If I had $1 for every time this chat was focused on U4, I would be a very poor man. Go nuts, it's public on my channel and Twitter. Okay guys, this Dagger 1989 is the QA lead for Blizzard. So, there you go. He gets turned on. You know, I do have to say I'm irresistibly handsome, so can't really blame him.